Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman's script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different stems to make our consonants. And vowels are quite a bit trickier. They're these smaller circles, and they have different positions depending upon what vowel they are, and if they're attached on one of these 4 consonant stems. So this is like the word circle line here, and it shows the rough relative position on that. And then this is a super rough consonant circle, so like this is the consonant circle, and then the relative position on that. This is a more useful vowel key, and it shows all the vowels and all of their possible combinations on the different stems. So this is like an E by itself, just on the line of the word circle, so like on that line. And then this is a B E because this is a B stem, J E because this is a J stem, T E because this is a T stem, and a T H E because this is a TH stem. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop to this design. So I did several variations of this design just because I had lots of colors. Well, I wanted to make a combination of red and black. This is the original idea where it's just alternating red and black, black, red. And then I did another one that is a little bit like black, red, black, red, black, red, black, just to be kind of bordered by black. But we're going to stick with this one because this is easier to read and will fade a bit better because all of these red lines are just these modifier lines or punctuation circles, and everything else is just part of the letters and words other than the lines. So anyway, it'll make more sense when I get to it. So anyway, let's talk about formatting. So this script is read bottom counterclockwise, and if you imagine an infinitely large circle, if you start at the bottom of that circle and go counterclockwise, you'll just be going bottom to the right, because the circle is infinite. So that's why this is set up left to right, because that works. And each word is read bottom counterclockwise as well. So let's go ahead and hop to it. Here is our first word, this black circle around here. And this is the first letter on that first word. It's a smaller circle, so it's a vowel, and it's on that line with no lines coming from it. So that's an E. Continuing around, this is punctuation, and it's after this word. So we'll read this punctuation after this word. So E, continuing on. Here's our next letter. It's a circle inside the word circle, so we're in this row, and it's got 1, 2, 3 dots. So that is an L. And then it has a vowel inside it, so it's inside that letter stem. So inside that letter stem is an E, I, or U, and it's got a line going towards the middle. So if we look at the word circle, it goes a little bit more towards the middle than towards the outside, though this one is kind of pushing it. So it starts off a little bit towards the middle. These ones seem to go more outside. This one seems to go more inside, but this is kind of pushing it as far as where that branch would be. Anyway, so this is an I. Continuing around, here's our next letter stem. It is a circle on the line of the word circle, and it's got 1, 2, 3 dots. So that is a Z. And here we have an A. So if we look at this stem, an A is outside the word circle. So this is a on this stem, on a circle in the line stem. So Z, A. Continuing on, here we have a deep divot. So this circle is more than 50% completed, but it doesn't go back all the way around and touch itself again. So we're in omega stem, so we're in this row, and it has no dots or lines, so it's just a B. And then right in the middle of that, we have an E. So right in the middle of that, so if we look at this deep divot stem with an E in it, it's like that. And then we have another one of these stems, a circle on the line of the word circle. And even though these lines pass through it, they do not end on it, so they do not count. So this is just a TH. Similarly here, this one passes through, but it doesn't end on anything, so that doesn't count for anything except for the I. So here we have Elizabeth, and then our punctuation mark. So it is a solid filled-in circle, and it's on the line, so it would be a comma. So Elizabeth, comma. Here's our next word, bottom of that word circle. Here's our first letter. It's a circle inside the word circle with 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So that would be an M. Continuing around, here we have a circle on the line of the word circle like this with 2 dots. So circle on the line of the word circle, 2 dots, that's a Y. So my is our next word. And here we have kind of a tricky word. Here's the bottom of the word circle. And you know how I said that these red ones are the lines? The color doesn't really matter for legibility, but it does really help in a case like this where it's hard to tell where that word circle actually is. In this case, it is the only one that's the thick black line. So here we have the bottom of the word circle, and our first letter is a small circle inside the word circle. It's got lines passing through it, but again, they don't count. So this is just an O because it's inside the word circle. So like that. Continuing on here, we have an L 1, 2, 3 dots, circle inside the word circle. So here's the circle inside the word circle with 3 dots, so L. And then we have a deep divot, so we're in this row with 1, 2, 3 dots as well. So that would be a D. Then we have an E on the line of that word circle. And then we have these two stems. So they're both shallow divots. They're both 50% or less completed. And this thin one is the one you read first. So because it is a thin line and a thick line, they're two different letters. If they were the same, they'd be the same letter twice. And this thin one has 1, 2, 3 lines on it. That would be an S. And then this thick one has nothing on it. These two dots are a little bit closer to that Y than to this stem. So these two dots go here, and nothing is on this thick one. So that'd be an ST. So that is a T. So OLDEST. And this one is tricky because I have these T stems protrude quite a lot. So they do look kind of like B stems. But if we look at the word circle, they're definitely T stems, and they do stop before they start curving back in on themselves. So they are 50% completed pretty much exactly. Anyway, so oldest, and then we have our next word here. Again, these red lines look kind of tricky because they look like they could be a word, but they're not. They're just lines. This is a line on the F. This is a line on the F. Anyway, I've spoiled what this letter is. It's a deep divot with 3 lines. So 3 lines, deep divot. So that's an F. Here's that 1, 2, 3 lines. And this one passes through, so it doesn't count. So here we have our next stem. It is a shallow divot in this row. And it's got 1, 2, 3 dots. So that is an R. And then here we have another more obvious I because it's got a line going towards the middle. And then we have our E on the line of that word circle. And we have a circle inside the word circle with 1 line on it. So here's that line. So that would be 1 line, circle inside the word circle, N. And then we have a 1, 2, 3 dot deep divot, D. So FRIEND. So Elizabeth, my oldest friend. Yeah, so that's that design. I hope you love it, and it should work out wonderfully as a forearm tattoo.